lakes, rivers, and streams. I love it. I love it. I love it. I hope that you get to join me on this journey and explore this concept of lakes, rivers, and streams, understanding the power of multiple streams of income in an ever-evolving world. Most people are not going to be ready for this, but if you're not ready, let's get ready. Welcome, family, friends, and fraternal souls. This is your brother in growth, partner in purpose. I am D.E. Wilder, and this is Financial Fitness Friday, focusing on financial fitness for the future. And I am so happy if you have the moment to join me on my journey. So today we will take a journey through nature itself, through calm waters and rushing currents and quiet flowing streams. We often think about success and think about success that it must look a particular way, because this is what society has designed. Society has taught us. Society has etched it in our mind that there needs to be one career, one paycheck, one path to wherever it is that you're going. But nature teaches us something different. A lake, a river, and a stream all holds values, all serves purposes, all creates movement, life, and sustainability. And perhaps our financial lives should reflect the same type of wisdom. Tonight, we're going to explore the metaphorical meaning behind lakes, rivers, and streams, and how it cultivates multiple streams of income. And now, in our ever-changing environment, multiple streams of income is no longer an option, but in fact is now a modern-day survival strategy. This is not merely about money, but this is about freedom, security, passion, purpose, and designing a life that continues to flow, even during droughts. So settle in with me on this journey as we share this moment. And let us journey together into the waters of possibilities. This segment is lakes, rivers, and streams. So let's focus on the lake. Stability, security, and career foundation. Lakes, as we know it, is calm. They're steady, they're predictable, they're reliable. Lakes represents the tradition and a traditional career path. Remember, everyone, we're going on a metaphorical journey. So lakes, rivers, and streams, each one represents a certain aspect of your life, your financial life, and your career. We're going to start with lakes. Lakes represent a traditional career path. What is that? Stable job, dependable salary, consistent benefit packages, perhaps a pension. The structure that many of us was taught that we should pursue. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with a beautiful, calm lake. In fact, lakes are essential. Lakes provide nourishment to entire communities. They sustain its own ecosystem. They become dependable source of life. Likewise, stable careers sustain families. They pay mortgages, provide health care, support education, and create fundamental security for generations to come. This is what society has taught us. Find a good job, stay loyal, retire after 30 years. And for many people, that path works beautifully. But the modern world has changed so rapidly. Corporations restructure. Technology evolves rapidly. Industries has disappeared altogether, seemingly overnight. Artificial intelligence has transformed entire professions. Economic uncertainty shifts employment landscapes all the time, constantly. But the lake, while valuable, can no longer be our only water source. What happens if the lake begins to dry up? What happens when a layoff arrives unexpectedly? When inflation rises faster than your salary? Do we know anything about that? When health issues perhaps interrupt employment? When industries automated many positions? This is not fear-based thinking. I'm not trying to do that. But this is simply reality and awareness. The evolving economy requires adaptability. Now, the lake still matters. It matters a lot. But wisdom say we should not just rely on one body of water alone. Many people today experience emotional exhaustion because they're tired. They tie their entire identity to one source of income. And that's scary to think and dangerous at the same time. Because what happens when a job changes? Now they feel lost. What happens when your career slows down? Equally so, your confidence slows down. But your value is greater than your job title. You are not merely employed. You are human by design. Therefore, you are resourceful, creative, capable, adaptive, perhaps agile. And perhaps your lake was never meant to be your entire ocean. Something to think about. Let's take a reflective pause. Let's ask ourselves, in my current lake, is it nourishing me or is it draining me? Am I building stability or dependency? Is my primary income, well, let's put it this way. If my primary income stopped today, what other waters exist in my life? What other source of waters exists? These are not questions to force someone to be alarmed or panic. But these questions are challenging someone to be prepared and to create preparation. Everything I talk about and everything I do is about mindset shift and preparation for come what may. You want to be in an optimum position to have a positive outcome. And that solely relies on what you do today. Let's move to the river. Because the river, part of someone's career, is the passion, the movement, the purpose-driven income. This is my style here, the river. This is for the entrepreneurs and the independent thinkers. Let us move from still water to flowing water. The rivers represents passion, movement, creativity, excitement, purpose-driven endeavors. The river is often unpredictable. It twists, it turns, it accelerates, it changes directions all the time. The river is the entrepreneur in your soul. I love it. It's the artist, the speaker, the coach, the content creator, the visionary. Unlike lakes, the river is powered by energy and momentum. People who live in rivers often say things like, I want to do something that I love. I want to work, and I want the type of job that means something. I want to feel free. I want freedom. I want ownership of my life and my time. And there is beauty in that pursuit. Because the river teaches us that income can be connected to purpose. That work does not always have to feel emotionally empty, like just something I do for a paycheck. But rivers often requires navigational skills. Passion without structure becomes chaos. Vision without discipline becomes frustration. Many people jump into rivers without preparation. That is the truth. That is so true. And when you do that, you abandon stability before building sustainability. And while courage is admirable, wisdom requires balance. Everything in life should have some type of equilibrium, some type of balance there. Because the healthiest financial ecosystem often combines both lakes and river energy. A stable foundation with flowing expansion. Your career may fund your dreams until your dreams can sustain itself. And there is no shame in that. There is no shame in slow growth or gradual growth. I always say, baby steps matter. I didn't make that up. Mr. Gardner, a gentleman who the Will Smith movie escapes me right now. That's something that he always said and always stayed with me. Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith. That movie was based off of a gentleman, and he always said that baby steps matter, and he used that as a guidepost for his life. Because if you look at his life coming from means, low means, no income, didn't even have a career, but he had dreams, he had courage, he had aspirations, and most importantly, he believed in himself. And not only turned his life around, he became a very successful businessman. And he always said, baby steps matter, because we often overstep. We jump over things. We reach for things. And we don't know that the small things matter so much. Small things matter, and the small accomplishment matter. We should celebrate the small things, because the small things compound and they become the big things. So it matters. So you want to have the career to fund your dreams until your dreams can fund itself. Chris Gardner, that's his name. Chris Gardner. He is the gentleman that Will Smith movie, The Pursuit of Happiness, was made based off of. Because in this society and in the social media era, people often feel pressure. They feel pressure to do things like to blow up overnight, or the new phrase, to glow up, so to speak. But nature really moves that way. Even mighty rivers begins in tiny streams. The key is consistency. Consistency is the key. We got to keep flowing, keep learning, keep developing your skills, because rivers carve mountains, not through force, but through consistent flow, a consistent flow and a persistent flow of water. So let's take a moment to reflect. What flows naturally through you? What gift do people consistently recognize in you? What would you pursue if nobody applauded your efforts immediately? No immediate gratification or no immediate feedback. That may be your river calling. And perhaps the world does not need you to fit inside one professional box. Perhaps you were designed to flow beyond any sort of limitation. I always say, no matter how successful someone is, you have to always think and put in the back of your mind, maybe you were designed to be bigger. Maybe you were designed to be better. Maybe you were designed to be stronger. Don't let anyone put limitations on you and who you are and what you can do. You can do anything. We're on a journey of possibilities, and when you're on a journey of possibility, that means anything's possible. Let's go to the streams, because this is why we're here tonight. We're here to talk about the streams and multiple streams of income. See the metaphor? Because the streams, whether it's small income, side hustles, whatever you want to call it, it creates a financial ecosystem. Now, we arrive at streams and the importance of it. Why? Because it's small, it's quiet, it's often overlooked. Yet streams are powerful. Streams feed rivers. Streams nourish lakes. Streams create movement. And in today's evolving world, streams may represent things like freelance work, side hustles, online selling. Maybe you have teaching skills, investing, consulting. Maybe you have something you do on the weekend and provide weekend services, digital products, rental incomes. You may have a creative hobby, which turns into a profitable profit center, if you will. The modern economy has fundamentally shifted from what we used to know it to be. Many households no longer surviving comfortably on just one income and one income alone. And there should be no embarrassment in building additional streams of income. In fact, it should be celebrated. It is what we call an intelligent adaptation for growth and development, financial growth and development. Now, for many, many years, and I had this conversation in my session, Moonlighting the Side Hustle. For many years, society has criticized side hustles. People once called it moonlighting, for those who don't know. Before there was side hustle, there was something called moonlighting. And as if pursuing additional income reflected disloyalty or a form of desperation, it was frowned upon. But today, we understand differently. We're far more astute now. Multiple streams of income represents flexibility, protection, opportunities, and overall empowerment. One stream may pay a bill, but other streams, and having multiple streams of income, will allow you to build your savings. Another stream may create financial freedom. Another stream may be earmarked for vacation. Another stream may be earmarked for a passion project. Another stream may be earmarked for furthering your education. You see where it goes? Multiple stream of income. Small streams eventually become big rivers. And sometimes rivers eventually becomes great oceans. Never underestimate small beginnings. As I just mentioned about the phrase, baby steps matter. Chris Gardner phrase. Why? Because a hobby today can become generational wealth tomorrow. It can start with a simple idea. And a simple idea becomes financial independence in not so distant future. Sidebar. I started out my career in finance. Spent most of my professional career, early career, in finance, in banking and investment banking. And as a financial analyst, I'm analyzing finances, analyzing markets, analyzing sectors, analyzing so many different things. And what I have always noticed early on in career, that it took generations to build wealth. If there was someone who was a head of a corporation, if it was a company that you seen their name on the top of the building, it took generations, decades, sometimes centuries. Those same type of corporations and that same type of success can happen in 1 decade now. In fact, less than a decade. You have some of the richest individuals on the Forbes 400 list who have businesses that are less than 20 years old. They have went from 0 to 60 just like that. Because now we have technology. And the technology now puts things on nitro. So imagine this. Imagine you had a dream. Imagine you had an ambition. Imagine you had a skill. And now you add the technology that's in your hand. Now that's nitro. That's going from 0 to 60 in a flash. Truly, there's no more excuses. If you are someone who has something in your heart, I need to do this. I want to do this. I have a dream. I thought about this. There is no excuses anymore. Just use the technology that is right in front of you. Believe you me, you'll be able to do it. That's just a little sidebar. Back to the streams. So, a simple idea can become financial independence later. What a weekend task could eventually replace a stressful career entirely. You have no idea how fast that can happen. The problem is not starting small. The problem is for many people refusing to start at all. And that's where everyone gets stumbled up. I am also currently an accountability coach. Most people probably don't even know what that is. But accountability coach is someone who helps you map out a plan, map out your goals, and then help you stay on task to accomplish it. Because that's where most people fail. You have dreams, you have ideas, you have ambition, but you can't stay consistent. That lack of focus, laser focus, is where most people fail. Most ideas are ideas that are feasible. They're doable. They can be accomplished. But most people won't stay the course long enough to bring it to fruition. And that's the shame. So here is some practical financial wisdom. In this ever-evolving environment, we must learn to monetize our skills and diversify our income source. Invest in personal development. This is very important. Learning never stops. So I just said it. If you have an idea, if you have a concept, you have a dream, if you have a goal, you have something that was in the back of your mind and your heart. With the technology today, you have no excuse. You can execute and you can accomplish it. Now someone could say, well, this technology, this AI, I don't know. No. There is no such thing of I don't know. It's there. Learn. Invest in yourself. Invest in your dream. Invest in your destiny. You can learn it. If it's there, if it can be done, you can learn it. You can participate in it, and now you can realize your fullest potential. Diversify your income. Invest in your personal development. Build digital literacy. This is part of that learning. Understand financial management. Develop adaptable thinking. Adaptable thinking is being agile, being able to pivot when times requires. The future belongs to adaptable individuals who are agile and can pivot as the environment changes. And if you look around, the environment is constantly changing. It's shifting right under our feet, like an earthquake. And if you're not able to move and groove, if you're not able to move with the change in time, you're going to look around one day and you're not going to be able to recognize anything. You're going to say, this is what I used to do. And people are going to look at you like, what is that? It's going to be gone. We're doing something different now. Change with the time. Stay with it. It's right in front of you. It's nothing. It's like you can go to school on your phone. You can take online courses while you're on your phone. No excuses. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it, people. Let's go to work. So, in these ever-changing times, it's not merely for those with the education and degrees and all those things. We're living in a different world now. This is for the people who are willing to change and adapt and grow and learn, who are willing to evolve constantly and continuously in these changing times. This is going to require you to keep up. If you don't know anything about where we're at in this world and in this economy, in this job market, in this business sectors, number one thing you're going to need to know is you got to keep up. So don't see something, don't read something and sit there and say, oh, what is that? I never heard of that. Whatever it is, look it up, research it, understand it. Stay up on whatever's happening. You're going to have to keep up. Because nature never depended on one source alone. We can learn everything we need to know from the environment around us. Nature never depended on one source alone. Rain feeds streams. Streams feeds rivers. Rivers feeds lakes. Everything remains connected through movement and the flow of water. And perhaps our lives should reflect the same type of principles. Why not? You do not have to abandon your lakes to explore your rivers. You do not have to neglect your rivers to cultivate your streams. Do you see how it all works together? Balance creates sustainability. The world is changing rapidly. And those who thrive in this era will not simply be the strongest. They will be the ones who are the most adaptable. So do not feel guilty for dreaming bigger. Do not apologize for building additional income and additional income streams. Do not diminish your passion simply because they began small and you took baby steps. Just protect your peace. Protect your future. Protect your possibilities. And remember this. A drought impacts one stream, but it really dries up every water source all at once. That's impossible. So this is the wisdom of diversification and why it's so important. And in these times, people, remember, this is not an option. It's not an option. It's a prerequisite. So that is wisdom, and the wisdom of preparation. That is the wisdom of a lake. The wisdom of a lake and the river and the streams. So thank you for joining me on this journey. Thank you for flowing with me tonight on my journey. I hope that this made a difference to someone. I know I was talking in metaphors about lakes, rivers, and streams, but actually what I was talking about is your financial stability, about careers, mindset, and how we have to be adaptable in these ever-changing times. So until next time, continue building a life that moves with purpose, stability, creativity, and abundance, because you were never designed to merely just survive. You were designed to flow like lakes, rivers, and streams. I am D. Wilder, and I hope this message made a difference to you, and if it has, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Please stay rooted, stay blessed, and stay living life with purpose, kindness, clarity. I am D. Wilder. This is Financial Fitness Friday. Financial fitness for the future. I bid you peace and blessing. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. I hope this made a difference to somebody, and believe me, we're all on a journey of possibility, and now more than ever, anything's possible. Don't let anything stop you. Enjoy your weekend ahead.